Hey guys, this is Tony Nagy, the world famous Gruhn guitars. We're representing a piece of equipment that we sell here and not very many people do, and it's the Osiris filter. And because it is such a powerful tone shaping tool, it's a little complex, so I wanted to give you at least a good foundation in how it works and some of what the sounds you can make with it. Actually, to look at it, I will show you. It actually looks like the tone cluster on Mission Control. Phil Lesh's bass from the 70s. And actually this circuit is designed from that instrument. It has 4 different context settings for you to adjust your tone from. They are the low pass filter, the high pass filter, the band pass filter, and the notch filter. And I'll explain each of these in simply for you. Well, let's start with the low pass filter. Now what that means is you'll set a frequency, and everything below that low pass, those frequencies will pass through the unit, and everything above that will be attenuated. And so to give you an idea what that sounds like, I will just use the filter volume, and I will also say the great thing about this unit is not only can you adjust the volume of the filter, you can also adjust the volume of just the direct sound of your bass through it, so you can blend the two too, which is another extremely useful tool to use. But with the low pass filter, what happens is I'm going to just tell you so this is the frequency set in the center of its travel. That means everything above that setting, all the highs, are being dumped, and all that's happening is the lows. Now what this can make possible for you is you can get some really interesting sounds, like sounds I associate with like electronica and house and dub, or even hip hop, because when you take all the high frequencies out and you're just left with that low, like you might feel that from a car next to you or something. And it's just it's a sound we get, and you can have it instantly. And you can also though add in your direct sound to any one of these, and the filter volume though has got that extreme low, so it's like adding it's not an octaver, because it's not adding a note below what you're playing, but it's adding that with accentuated low frequencies and cutting all the highs. So that's the low pass filter. The next I'll let you hear a little bit of is the high pass filter, and it does the exact opposite. You set the center frequency, and all the lows below that frequency are being dumped, and all the highs are allowed to pass through. And so that will have also its to set that frequency higher and higher until all you have left the other we're going to talk about. The next is called the band pass filter. And now what that does, it actually dumps everything on either side of the center frequency you've set that on. Now I'll set this in the middle here. And as you go up, you'll recognize. So it dumps everything on either side of this. Now I will also, because it's most accentuated on this setting and the notch filter setting, there's also a Q control. And what that is, that it sets the bandwidth, meaning how wide the frequencies around the center frequency you set that it affects. So in this, if you turn up the Q, it allows a few more frequencies around the center frequency you've set to come through, and setting it lower makes it very specific and spot on, and nothing else except for. Again, a lot of these are extreme sounds, but remember, you can also add in your direct volume with these to create these combinations. That's just the filter volume. And this is as we gently add some of the direct sound. But there's still a resonant frequency, another thing going on there. So the last one we'll talk about is the notch filter. Now this is very useful for live players, because you know you'll get in rooms and clubs and there'll be some standing waves, or there'll be a frequency that jumps because of the size of the room or something. You can track that down, and it just basically does just what it says. It notches that frequency out. And again, you can set the bandwidth. See, this way I'm looking for that frequency there and finding it, and you can set the bandwidth to be wider and wider. So how many frequencies that will affect. And so you can find like a standing, there's a practice room I was in one time and it had an A note that just would jump out. I could track that down, pull it down just enough so my bass, didn't just jump out on that note. So it's extremely useful that way. So as you can see, this is a very powerful tool, and there are just so many things available to you tonally as a bass player, but also it sounds great on guitar and keyboards, used the same way. Often in recordings, you have to find a frequency, a sonic slot for everything. They put those things together like a puzzle. And if you can't just have an instrument that it isn't quite there, you can shape your tone with this. So just know that, the Osiris filter, you can't just get it anywhere. We have the opportunity to represent this, and I'm excited about it. So come check it out. We'll have some always available at the store, and take one with you. You guys have a great day.